And karibu.
Jumbo. Asante sana.
Asante sana. That's the limit of my Swahili. But we have the great privilege in church, as a church family, to support programs and other partners in other parts of the world. And it's a great pleasure to welcome George from Kenya, and as a trustee of TABS. I'm sort of loud enough anyway. As a trustee from TABS, and TABS is one of the projects we've been supporting for the longest, I think, in the church. And Rosemary has a long association with them, been out to Kenya 6 times. But it's really great to have George with us from on the ground, feet on the ground, and you're very welcome here today. So I'm just going to ask George a few questions. We have limited time now, but there'll be time after the service as well to chat with George. And Jenny is here as well, a UK trustee. Jenny, where are you there? And so have time. And there's also a presentation that we'll flick onto the screen for you to look at as well. So George, my first question to you is, how did you get involved in TABS and how long have you been involved?
Thank you very much, John. And I would want to first appreciate you for everything and your kind welcome. I say thank you. In Swahili we say asante. I got involved with TABS back in 2010 when I do safaris. I have a tour company, so I was called by one of our managers in Blue Coast Hotel, and he told me there's some clients who are here and they want to go on safari. So that's the time I met Rachel Sanders. I think Rosemary was there too. Thank you so much, Mom. And I took them to Masai Mara. I think they enjoyed the safari. Then when they came back after the safari, Rachel told me, I'll go back, but I'll call you. So when she went back home, she wrote an email and said, George would wish that you be our treasurer in TABS, Kenya. That's how I did that. It was 2010, 2011 there. Yeah, so 2010, 2011, that would be close to about over 10 years.
Yeah, okay. And I mean, many of you do know that TABS is an educational project. It runs a primary school in a slum area in just north of Nairobi, a place called Thika, and Kendutu. I get my tongue around all these names, but I will be better when I come back from Kenya, I'm sure. So, I mean, in Kenya, like here, it's you've got to send your children to school, but is that actually the case? What happens in Kenya in these slum areas? Can all the children just go to school or why is it that we've set up, or there's a school set up in this slum area? What is the benefit to the families there?
Yes, Thika actually is called the Birmingham of Kenya. So the background and most of the industries that we have in Thika were actually what we have Birmingham here, because the British, you guys came and started the factories there. So having to be a place whereby there are factories, there are laborers. And the laborers who are working there sometimes could not afford to stay in good houses. So they went to a place called Kiandutu. Kiandutu was just an open land, and they started building. That's how the informal sector started. So the family started living there, and after living there for very many years, it has actually become an informal area. There are no good sewage system. Maybe the toilets also are not very good. So that's a time when now the school started a need for education for the families that were staying there. And then through a church called the Springs, they started a small, like a kindergarten. And then the kindergarten is when now Rosemary happened to come over there, and they saw the need. And after that, I want to reportedly say that the school today, as we speak, has over 500 kids that actually come to the school. Why do they come to that school? One is because they get a meal, just for food. At least because we have a feeding program, so they come for the meal, and after the meal now they're taught, and that's how the school started. We've had, sorry to say, we have, our system is 8-4-4, that is 8 years in primary school, 4 years in high school, and 4 years in the university. So we have had 3, can I say, classes that have passed there, and I see a hope in those children. They're in very good high schools, and they have a future today. So thank you for that. Yeah, thank you.
No, it is, I mean, as I say, education should be a right, not a privilege. It costs, Rachel wrote a letter to us a while back to thank us, and it was £5 a day, £5 a month to support a child in these schools. So the money does go a long way, and I say, unfortunately, in the slum areas, it seems that families are working so hard they don't have time always to send children to school. So it's doing a great thing. So George, just tell me a little bit about the future for TABS and what people think we're there to go on safari, but George has other plans for the group of us. There's Trish, Paul and Sue and I going out there. Can you tell us what are the plans and what we're going to be doing?
Yes, TABS stands for together, because it's me and you, together, and A is achieving, because we want to achieve hope to these children, and B is believing, because we believe that it's possible, and also our children can do better, and S is sustaining. So the future of TABS school, one, is to ensure that there is continuity. Our education system has changed. It's now not 8-4-4. It's now curriculum-based. Curriculum-based would mean that for this year now, we've reduced a bit. We are now 380 there. Because the government has changed the system. That is, we're now doing 6 years in primary school. And then we go for 3 years in what they call the junior secondary. And then after the junior secondary, they go to high school for about 3 years, then go to the university. So one thing that we had, and we thank God because of your support, is that now we have a TABS school, a junior school in place. So last year we didn't have it, so the students who were actually supposed to go to grade 7 went elsewhere, and some of them disappeared in the community. But this year we're lucky that we have now a junior secondary. So the junior secondary is in function. We have 1 class. We're looking forward to build 2 more classes. So the way forward is to get 2 more classes done. And then we thought and sat down. We have TABS Kenya. TABS Kenya is run by us Kenyans. Luke, who is our chairman, Simon, who is our secretary, and the treasurer, and there's Mwit Ayam. And then this side, our chair lady, Elaine, and the team, led by Rosemary and the rest. So we bought a land which is not very far from Thika. It's about 20 minutes drive. And the intention of this land is to be able to build what we call now a high school. In our system, after you finish the junior secondary, you're supposed to go to high school. But the high school is going to be different this time. So they have graded, there will be 3 kinds of schools. One is STEM, science and technology and something. And then there's going to be social sciences, that's another school. And the 3rd school will be sports and arts and crafts. So we intend to do that sport and arts and craft in the other land that we bought. And I'm thankful because some of you are going to come to be with us. John and yeah, you're all going to come and be with us. Because we want to do some trenches to start those classes. So come ready, because we need to. And there will be a painting, so that's the future. Get a school that will be able to transit the children from junior secondary to a place whereby they can be able to acquire skills to be able to assist themselves. Thank you.
Well, we're really looking forward to that,
yeah.
And we'll be able to share a bit more what we've seen when we come back again as well. But I'm going to ask Rosemary to come out and pray with George, if you can.
So I take this opportunity to thank you for your support. You may not know what you're doing, but you're putting a smile in somebody's face. So thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you. Well, that's great. So do please chat with George after the service. So,